Hey, welcome to BNS About Movies. This week, I'm giving you a double-barrel blast of Strike Commando.
Major, this Ransom, is he really that good?
There's no one who can touch him in your whole damned army.
First Strike Commando came out in 1986, and the Strike Commando is Sergeant Michael Ransom, Reb Brown. Yeah, Captain America, Reb Brown, your hunter from the future, Reb Brown. He's got a team of Strike Commandos, and they're decimating a Vietnamese base. I mean, ready to blow it up real good. But one of the team gets killed, and alarms go off, scuttling the mission. Instead of allowing the team to come back and fight another day, the mission's commander, Colonel Radanek, Christopher Connolly, orders that the explosives be set off while the Strike Commandos are on the retreat. One of Ransom's men is killed, and he's knocked into a river. So it begins this movie, a post-Rambo First Blood Part 2 film directed by the greatest Bruno Mattei, and written by Claudia Fragoso, who lives up to everything that I dreamed it could be. Ransom is rescued by a young boy named Lap and brought to a village to recover. There, he makes friends with retired soldier Ledun, Lucio Pigozzi. This is an unofficial pagan Euro reunion. It tells the children of the village just how amazing America, mostly Disneyland, can be. Of course, everyone in that village is soon killed by Russians. So our hero goes back to Vietnam again, this time motivated by the need for revenge, horrible, bloody revenge. He sees his little Vietnamese friend Lap one more time. Or Lao. Who knows? Maybe I like Lap. I think Lap's a better name. And the kid's dying. And he decides to talk him to the next life with stories of Disneyland. You gotta listen to this.
America, tell me about Disneyland.
They got tons of popcorn there. And all you gotta do is go climb a tree to go eat it. And there's cotton candy, mountains of it. And chocolate milk and Maltons. And there's a genie, a magic genie. And he can't wait to grant your wishes.
Before unleashing absolute hell on the Russians until they threaten to kill civilians unless he surrenders. Oh my God, this movie. Much like all post-John Rambo military films, it means it's time to torture our hero, which means make him stay inside a tiger cage for months with a rotting corpse, forcing him to record a message renouncing America. Oh my God, it's just words, not deeds, right? Come on, Megaforce. Because in seconds, Ransom is killing Russians all over again before getting his revenge on Radanek, which includes a giant machine gun and a grenade, all before a final battle with his nemesis, Jakota. They've already battled on a waterfall. Holmes and Moriarty did that, right? Nope. Screw it. These guys, this big, he broke out all this dude's teeth earlier. Well, now, this bad guy has metal teeth. The Russians said, let's give him metal teeth.
Hey, hero. Remember the Vietnamese village? With that boy called Lao? Nice boy, wasn't he? That's why I decided to save him for last. He had such fragile bones.
Oh, Vincent Dawn and Clyde Anderson. Oh, Bruno and Claudia. You never cease to thrill us with the madness you throw at the screen, filling this movie with explosions, machine gun fire, and Reb Brown screaming every single line of dialogue with the blazing intensities of 1,000 Republican wet dreams.
Radanek! Radanek! You traitor!
make Strike Commando great. It's always been great. If you're wondering, did Bruno steal footage to make this movie? Yeah. Yeah, this is a Bruno Mattei movie. Look for helicopter scenes from The Last Hunter. I mean, why pay for something if it's already been filmed by somebody else? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if it's already been filmed, just rip it off. These are the two things Bruno Mattei has taught me. Bruno himself would steal from this movie when he made Cop Game. You can't steal from yourself, right? You can't clone treachery, and you can't steal from yourself. My greatest dream is that someday somehow Strike Commando and Thunder form an Italian exploitation version of the Expendables. So we have like Thunder, and we got Strike Commando. We have Jake Tiger Sharp from Blast Fighter, Paco Cornac from Hands of Steel, and Nadir from Warriors of the Wasteland. I mean, come on. How can we get this? How can we make this happen? Can we kickstart this? Anyways, Strike Commando 2.
I said you smelled like trouble, but this is ridiculous.
Only the genius or absolute madness of Bruno Mattei, Claudia Fragasso, and Rosella Drudy could take a Rambo ripoff made in the Philippines and throw in ninjas, the KGB, and rip off a whole bunch of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Sergeant Michael Ransom is back, even if Reb Brown isn't. But if you're going to replace Reb Brown, I say bring in Brett Huff, right? He owns a debt of honor to his Vietnamese squad leader, Vic Jenkins. Vietnam squad leader Vic Jenkins. That's Richard Harris, who's been captured by heroin-selling terrorists who want $10 million worth of diamonds. What is this, a Jess Franco movie? Now everyone is going to pay. How else can I sell this movie? Vic Diaz is in it. Plus, the Strike Commando works with a girl that he meets in a bar who's in the midst of a drinking contest named Rosanna Boom. That's her name, Rosanna Boom. But if you called her Marion Ravenwood, sure. You call her that. She swears more than me, which is saying something. And it's played by 1977 Miss World Mary Stavin, who was also in Bruno Mattei's Born to Fight, A View to a Kill, House, and of course, the music video for Adamant Strip. Did I watch that video a lot as a kid? I mean, when I wore a dress shirt to school, did I not pirate shirt the sleeves so that I could pretend third grade Sam, little fat third grade Sam, was Adamant? If you follow ancient history, if I strip with you, will you strip with me? Italian stalwarts Ottavio D'Acqua and Massimo Vanni are in this movie, shot at the same time as Zombie 4 After Death. Speaking of recycling, just like the last Strike Commando, Cop Game's got a lot of scenes from this movie in it, making it beloved in my world. I'm all for these things. This movie has a great twist. I realized that the movie had been missing one of the most essential Rambo ingredients. We had not seen Strike Commando get tortured. Like, Rambo heroes are like Southern tag team baby faces. They have to sell and bleed.
You don't know what hard times are, Daddy. Hard times are when the textile workers around this country are out of work and got 4 or 5 kids and can't pay their wages, can't buy their food. Hard times are when the auto workers are out of work and they tell them go home. And hard times are when a man has worked at a job 30 years. 30 years. They give him a watch, kick him in the butt, and say, hey, a computer took your place, Daddy. That's hard time. That's hard time.
To get their comeback on the man who turned heel on them, and then emerge from the mud and the blood and the filth and unleash unholy hell on people who only care about diamonds. When the Strike Commando's only true love is the unending thrill of bullets, brawls, and blowing things up real good. Right? Come on. Oh, Strike Commando. You're wonderful. Let's get one more Mattei one, right? These are all available from Severin. The third time Brett Huff would work with Bruno after Strike Commando and Cop Game is, and we'll talk about that too, is Born to Fight, 1989.
Who's looking at you, kid?
Sam Wood. Is he a survivor of a Vietnamese prison camp who's talked into going back to Vietnam? Yeah. By reporter Maryline Kane. That's Mary Staven again. She's also in Open House, Octopussy, A View to a Kill, Caddyshack 2. Top Line really just wants to help our hero free her father from a prison camp. Things get complicated when he learns that Duan Loke, Werner Puckhoff, Colonel Magnum from Thunder 3, is still in charge. And instead of being a film that explores the root causes and treatments for PTSD and how men can learn to speak to other men, Mattei and Claudia Vergasso gives everyone watching what we really want: violence. The beauty of this film is that Mattei references Casablanca while featuring a hero so bored with life that he mixes snake venom into his beer he drinks all day long to escape the pain of the past. It's like a Boilermaker that a Pittsburgh steelworker would drink. You just drop whiskey right into the Iron City. It tastes like and you're like, I don't care about life. I've been there. I'm there. Made pretty much hours after pretty much the same crew finished Strike Commando 2. Born to Fight is everything you look for in a Bruno Mattei Philippines war movie, which is totally a genre, thanks for asking. Nothing quite like a slow-motion Brent Huff unloading millions of rounds of ammo into bamboo huts while screaming and repeatedly saying his catchphrase, "It can be done." Is he a Bud Spencer fan?
Hello, this is the ghost of Carolyn de Fonseca. Sometimes Sam makes these jokes that only he gets, and I feel like I have to explain them from the grave. This joke refers to the movie, Si Può Faire, Amigo aka It Can Be Done. Amigo, which starred Bud Spencer as a cowboy who says, "It can be done," as his catchphrase. So it's not really funny. But most of Sam's jokes aren't. Back to the show.
As for Miss Staven, she also dated Manchester United football hero George Best, voted 6th best FIFA player of the century, and one of GQ's most stylish men of the last 50 years. One of the first celebrity football players, he was nicknamed El Beetle, and owned restaurants, fashion boutiques, and a nightclub called Slack Alice, which is almost as good as Boob's Disco. Of his life, he just said, "I spent a lot of money on booze, birds, and fast cars. The rest I just squandered." Between 82 and 84, the fitness craze swept the UK Lifestyle Records, released a series of celebrity albums in which somewhat famous folks sang cover songs and discussed what working out meant to them. The first two albums are Felicity Kendall and Angela Rapon. They sold well. Later releases didn't sell that well. Isla St. Clair, Suzanne Danielle, Christina Brooks, Jay Ash, and Susanna Dondo, and Patty Boyer. But Staven and Best released their album, which has a cover of It Takes Two. That was a single, and they also covered the Eurythmics' Love is a Stranger. Shut Up and Dance is the name of their record. Shut Up and Dance. Anyway, let's talk about one more Bruno movie. Why not? We're already here. Cop Game, 1988.
I need 2 men from your unit. 2 of your best.
You looking for us, Skipper?
An elite group of commando assassins, Cobra Squad, are murdering high-ranking U.S. soldiers. Closing days of Vietnam. To stop them, Brent Huff, who's Morgan, he's also in Perils of Gwendolyn and the Land of the Yik Yak, which is, it's perfect. Just Jackin did it. It's the perfectest movie you can get. And 9 Deaths of the Ninja. And his partner, Hawk, Max Laurel, who played Zuma, right? In 2 films, you've seen Zuma? Come on. And Quang in RoboWar must have one another's back against a massive conspiracy. Bruno Mattei, using the name Bob Hunter, hooked up again with Rosella Drudy and Claudia Vergasso, went to the Philippines and made a movie that makes no sense. I don't say that as an insult. Few of any Bruno Mattei movies have a coherent plot, yet every single one of them has one goal: entertain you to the point that you're rolling on the floor in laughter and incredulity. They are everything that you want them to be. This is kind of movie dialogue like, "When you get home, you will forget about me, but I will sit here drowning in a sea of shit." And my favorite line from this movie, "Jesus Christ, cocksucker, motherfucker, son of a bitch." Nearly every line is screamed as loudly as possible, as if a 12-year-old boy was allowed to stay home by himself while his parents go out. He takes advantage of the freedom by continually saying swear words and never getting tired of using them until he's hoarse. by the time Mom and Dad come back. It's also the kind of movie that takes place in 75 Vietnam, but has plenty of Miami Vice and 80s buddy cop vibes, along with, and yes, you knew that there would be stolen footage from the Ark of the Sun God, both Strike Commando movies you can't steal from yourself, nor can you steal from yourself again with Double Target. It's cutting and pasting. This isn't a John Fogerty song getting sued because the old man down the road sounds just like CCR, right?
Carolyn again. For those of you who don't know who John Fogerty is, and that would be anyone under 30, I'll explain this one too. John Fogerty was sued by Fantasy Records, his former label, for copyright infringement, claiming his 1985 song, The Old Man Down the Road, plagiarized his earlier Creedence Clearwater Revival song, Run Through the Jungle. The case went to trial, and a jury ruled in Fogerty's favor, but the company then sued again for attorney's fees, leading to a landmark Supreme Court case that established a level playing field for awarding legal fees in copyright cases, the result of which was that Fogerty eventually received his attorney's fees. And now, back to Sam.
Cop Game has an all-star cast, and by that I mean actors only I care about. Romana Pupo, Trash's dad from Escape from the Bronx, Candace Dowley from After Death, Warner Pocock, he was in another one there, Colonel Magnum from Thunder 3, Robert Marius from Mad Warrior, Massimo Vani from beloved Robo-War, Otavo D'Aqua, who was the We're Going to Eat You undead face on the poster for Zombie, his brother Roberto from Nightmare City, Jim Gaines, an American that's in every one of these Philippines movies, and Brett Halsey thrown in a cameo. Mattei made movies in every junk movie genre. I can honestly say I love every one of them. And if you ever meet me in person, you're like, tell me about Bruno. I will talk your ear off. I'll be like, let me tell you about Bruno Mattei. He's the best. The absolute best. Anyways, being us about movies, a lot of movies this week. Good Lord. How many movies do you want?
A disclaimer. Sam thinks it's funny that screaming is all over the podcast and that people have complained about it. Therefore, I, the ghost of Carolyn de Fonseca, am not responsible for this montage of Reb Brown screaming. If you want to stop listening now, don't say I didn't warn you.
Up your ass!